up, assholes? If you want to hear more, whatever, Patreon and shit. My balls is totally moving, new and grooving. Knock out, we get back up. I've got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is a nice lady? She's really nice.
All hail the King of the West!
King of the West!
Did you know that every time I open a can of absolutely anything in my life, I have to at least tap it once? I have to do that once. Even if I know that it's been in the fridge, even if it's Liquid Death flat water, where I know that there's absolutely not one bubble. I have to do that. And then when I push it, I have to make the thing go all the way back. And then when I bring it back here, I tilt it just a little bit. So it's on a little bit of an angle. You probably can't see, but I make it, instead of dead straight back, it's just a little off to the side, because I noticed when I would go back to Australia, my brother and all his friends would tilt their little lid opening thing to their angle. So if they were ever drunk and they look down, they know whose beer's whose. So I copied my little brother. So every time I pull it to the angle, I remember my little brother. Every single time I drink, and I own Liquid Death, I have them in my house, and I open them at least 10 times a day. Think about how it was when I used to drink, because that means I was opening many, many, many cans of all things doing it. When these ones, I don't do it. But any little thingy thing, this shit, I could have a shark could be eating my leg, and I would need I need a beverage, because that could happen. You could get thirsty when a shark's eating you.
You could.
I would still do that. If a nuclear bomb was about to go off, and the only way that it could be stopped is for me to cut the cord, but first I must take a sip of Liquid Death, I would have to do it before I snipped it. The whole planet. Got to tap it. We have a guest. So it's a big deal because we don't really have guests.
Jade Catta-Preta, it has been too long.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting. I didn't know how OCD you were. I'm getting excited about this OCD here.
Well, whatever. You didn't even know that you said, what would be a good move for us?
Sirius.
To go to Sirius XM.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be helpful over here. I'm just fucking useless.
Yeah, we already were there.
You did it.
Just
Been
when I
there.
thought the healing was done, Jade.
I know. I'm sorry. I like to take a wound and just spit on it. Wait, I have a thing. Sometimes I'll blow on cold food. Like, when you go to take a bite of hot food, you go, sometimes I'll do it with cold food.
Right before you put it in your mouth, you give it a little.
I give it a little.
And you're doing it and it's cold.
Yeah. It's like a weird OCD thing.
Yeah. So you've got issues too.
Oh, yeah. And anytime I eat an apple, I think of my sister. It's like a weird visceral.
In a good way or a sexual way or anything?
No, just a normal,
fun times?
Yeah, nothing
nothing bad.
You're not thinking about your brother in like a gay way when you do the.
Nah, he died. So
oh, God, I just keep going.
It's fine.
It
was a long time ago.
Do him next, Jade.
Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? What are you feeling like shit about? Oh, man. It's good to be here. You guys are lucky. You live by the beach. It's so nice over
we're moving.
here. You are?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm going back.
To the city?
Yeah.
Into the slums of LA?
No, I can't afford it. I'm going to go back to the valley.
Oh, man. Is this house for sale? I'll take it. It's so hard to find a house right now. It's scary.
It's very expensive, and it just went up. So I was like, oh, man. And then my kids are moving back to the city. So if I move back to the city, I get to see them more. So it actually works out. But one of the biggest drags, my wife and I both agree, when you get food around here, it's just nowhere near as good.
Oh, I hate that.
and it's 40 minutes away. But for
What is
some
it, like,
fucking
less
weird ass
flavored?
yeah,
Like, it's
I
just
think
beach
honestly,
food.
I think it's white people.
It's white people food.
I don't know why I leaned over and did that like secretly.
We're all
but
white here. He's like, it's us.
Well,
I think a couple of them might be listening.
Oh, I see.
and they get angry at me for
Oh, you
not
love
like
it, though.
hey, like am I right? Because I don't really. I think I don't like us.
Are you into like really spicy? Are you into like crazy spicy food?
Not really. Like
Me
if it's
either.
really hot, I don't. It takes the fun out of it.
Me
I
too.
can't really enjoy it. It's more of like a, hey, you know what I mean? Like I'm fucking sweating and I'm in pain.
People love it.
Yeah, that's
People
good for them.
love it, yeah.
That's great. I like a little spice, but I think once again, maybe not too many spices in my childhood, so I can't really do that well with it. But like vegan food and stuff, because I try to eat plant-based a lot because I'm older and I want to be healthy.
Same.
And
yeah.
here, it's not.
They put so much
I don't
sauce
know
on
why.
it.
I
It
don't know
becomes
why.
less. You know what? It becomes less healthy for you because they put so much shit on it to make it taste good.
Yeah, it's
But
only
it's
like
ultimately
vegan
bad.
burgers and stuff, and I'm like, that's not how you get healthy plant-based food. Is to have a fake cheeseburger. That's
Those
not,
Impossible Burgers are bad for you.
Yeah.
They taste so good. And
Yeah.
that dude bit someone's nose off.
What?
Just the tip of it. Let's
Just
not
the-
exaggerate.
Oh
guy-
no, the guy that made it up. Yeah.
Yeah, like just.
Did you
bit
know the guy that made
somebody's-
P90X can't even walk?
It's hilarious. Did you know the dude who invented frisbees? When he died, he was cremated and made into a frisbee.
Did someone throw it into the sea or anything?
I hope so. Just
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah,
you know,
later, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for
nothing.
this.
Yeah.
All white dudes, thank you.
Yeah. What the?
People
you know what
play
I mean?
frisbee. People
It's
play
so
it.
weird. That's why people are racist, because you're threatened, because they're cooler. All darker people and foreigners, they're cooler than you.
They are.
Frisbee, you know what I mean? Like fucking cricket.
Frisbee golf
cricket
is a thing.
just like
Yeah, there's a frisbee golf course
Yeah.
near where my aunt lives
Yeah.
in San Diego, and guys bring like briefcases that, like, if it was in a movie, they would open it up and assemble like a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
it's a
just
frisbee.
fucking frisbees. It's
I mean, and people are mad about women doing comedy. Come on, man.
wait, people are
think-
mad about women doing comedy?
People are mad.
Really?
Oh yeah, you think that like it's been so long, it's like enough. We've done it. There's enough successful women, but the hate is still. They will not let it go.
Okay, here's what I've noticed, and I haven't been in it for very long, but
Yeah.
I have noticed that there is a cute comedian that hasn't really been in comedy and isn't really putting the work in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those where I feel like they get spots where I'm like, I'm writing this like he went up for the first time ever the other day.
You
and,
did?
and a girl went
did.
up before him, and to make him feel better, I said, hear what that lady's saying? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, write it down. Like, just pretend you've written it down and you're reading what she's saying on stage right now.
That's
and then say to
hilarious.
yourself, are you nervous about your material? Because what the fuck is that? That's nothing. Bill Burr could have said it and it still wouldn't be funny. It was nothing. And she wrote it down.
You just
and
hated
said-
what she did, or you
Yeah.
hated what she said?
I hated material. It
Yeah.
wasn't funny.
Well,
it was
you know, it's
almost like
subjective.
just
Was it me?
yes, it was
It
you.
was me.
And he felt way better. No.
And this fucking bitch hosted the
Fucking
soup.
bitch. She can't even fucking write, this bitch.
She's on fucking
Wait,
Hulu.
how did you feel about your first set? Like, what was that like?
He did awesome.
it was pretty exciting.
The first one, I always say it's fucking great, and then you chase it for the rest of your career. Like, it's never as good. So,
Oh.
yeah, well, enjoy it. It's just downhill from now.
You didn't do that. You did even
You did
better.
good.
I had my first headlining show, and these guys were all on it, so it was kind of like the Jason Ellis Show with
But live.
yeah, and he did the best, I thought. He accidentally did a karate kick, and his shoe came off and hit a fan in the face.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And it was the funniest
plan
thing.
it.
Yeah. I was like, man, that is the funniest thing of the night.
Yeah, you guys have it set. Like, you have your little army. You've got camaraderie. I'm just lonely all the time on the road.
What
Just
do-
because, you know.
Well, I feel
hard.
like I don't believe, because you're a successful comedian and you're doing the thing that we do where we kind of hate ourselves. But
Yeah.
I in comedy, I know nobody and no one knows me. And I usually just stand in the corner by myself and I go up and I talk about being gay. And some people go, hey, man, that's really courageous. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm here.
Really?
Yeah, so
You're great. I mean, I liked you since we did that. What was that show that we did together?
Yeah,
It was this show.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it
Wait,
was
you're talking
the
about
same-
stand-up?
No, the show we did that's how I met you.
On Zoom, right?
On Zoom,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were-
we were
you
still
were-
on Sirius XM.
It was.
Yeah, and because of the fucking
Jesus.
pandemic, I was in my house and they were in theirs.
But it was something else because I didn't know you guys then. It was like through something. It was through somebody else.
yeah,
I gotta figure
obviously
this out.
you didn't even. It was through
'Cause I didn't know.
Somebody booked you on a show you had no idea about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were just pitched because you were promoting your TV show then.
yeah,
The soup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a minute ago then.
Yes, that's when it was.
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
that's
why.
exactly what it was. Those
Well, when that
people-
ended, my heart broke, and
Did
I
it?
was never the same. Oh, yeah. It was the biggest heartbreak of my entire life. For sure.
Did you think you were going to be the next Joel McHale, and it was going to be, you're going to be in action movies, you're going to get your bald spot
yeah,
covered?
I still think that,
Yeah.
but maybe a different show will get me there. No, yeah, he did get his hair.
That was
so
a good
done.
choice, because I remember always thinking, how do you look so not bald from the front as a bald guy? Because
Yeah.
you're always consumed with it, because you're part of this fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
And then every now and then he'd turn around or bend over, and I'd be like, what the fuck is
He
that?
blew up. Yeah, he did an Elon Musk, like a full.
But if you're only bald in the back, I can, because I know Karl Malone, one of the greatest, he was doing the whatever pill. If you go on bald only in the back, that pill shit works. It's the front that it won't fucking
Yeah, I
get
just did a
back.
podcast yesterday with these triplet dudes, and they all had gotten hair implants.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
had all done the hair implant thing.
I was going to do that too.
After a week, they said it healed. Like you could wear hats and stuff. I was like, oh. So
Yeah.
men really have it easy. You can fix everything.
You
except
can't,
your
not
dick.
everybody. My head has to be bald.
Yeah, you look good though. That's a good look. You want hair? What are you gonna do with the hair? You're gonna slick it?
I'll get a convertible and I would drive a lot.
You just want it to blow in the wind. That's all you want. You got
Yeah.
your beard, man.
Yeah, well, I only just started growing this. I've always looked too old. Everyone always says you look older, and I think in my 40s that hurt me, and I was like, oh, I do? Well, then I'll shave it.
I like it.
And then
I like
recently,
it.
'cause,
Respectfully.
Katie, yeah, she would call it. I would have
It's
no.
very
If she was like,
daddy.
you know what, you look like shit. I would take it off.
Yeah.
But I always shaved my whole body from ever since I used to, when I hurt my ankles, I would tape. If you use the sports tape with the under stuff, it still slips, so it doesn't hold your ankle as tight. So I would tape it without the under tape. So when you pull it off, it rips your hair out. So I shaved my legs to here, and I would see this fluffy shit here and bald here, and it didn't look right. So up I went until I just ended up shaving everything
couldn't
all the
stop.
time. It was like an OCD thing. Sometimes I would shave, like Katie pointed out, you shave your arms where you don't have any hair.
That's funny that
And
you're
I'm
like me.
I
You're
have
so
to get
much.
it.
I'm lasered completely. I had to just get it done.
How long does that take
Uh,
to laser your whole body?
It took like 8 months,
So
to do
you
it
just go-
successfully.
You just keep going.
You just keep going, doing like the little redo, like you have
sections.
You do sections. So I did my armpits first, then the bikini, and then the legs. Legs was like the final, but like, come on, we're done.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
don't have to do
permanent?
it.
Yeah, you get like a few random, weird, really long hairs sometimes. You're like, what's this about? But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty good.
Wait, did you do your arms, or are you just not
No, my
very-
arms are good. My arms, like, I didn't
She's a lady.
get any hair there. I have more hair on my mustache than I do on my arms. which
Yeah,
is-
it's what you
Did you
pretty.
get that lasered?
No, the face, I won't do it.
Right.
the
I
face
mean,
you never
did
know.
you shave it right now? Because you don't have one.
Yeah, I shave it. I used to pluck it, and I
Yeah.
heard that's bad now, so I have like a little lady. I have like a lady shaver. Now.
I pluck
It's
my
fucking
fucking
nuts.
ears now. My ears get hair now.
And nose for guys too. That's like,
yeah.
how do we
actu-
get here?
I actually enjoy pulling them out. Katie doesn't like it when I do it, so I do it by myself. Sometimes I'm really high on the couch and I just know there's one there and I gotta
the
get
pain,
it.
though.
Nope, nah. I'm numb from it. From the
are?
enjoyment of it. Yeah, it's almost like if I did it as a kink, I fucking ruined it because I did it too much. Because I can go "Wah!" and grab like 20 and be like,
I love it. Have you ever done the wax? Oh, it's the best.
No.
You do the wax. You got to get the kit. You guys do it together.
So
Me
I don't
and my
want to do
boyfriend
that
it.
just because I heard about the ingrown hair thing and how you can
That's a
really
thing?
fuck your shit up if you pull all your nose hairs out. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. It hurts so good.
Yeah, it looks
I liked
fun.
it. Yeah,
Looks
it was
fun.
really fun. Really fun. You do a slow-mo video with it? Oh, you got a clip.
It'd be good for the show. You should do it.
Yeah, you guys
I'll
should
do it. I'll give it a shot. So like you fill your nostril with wax,
Yeah,
and then you
heat
pull
up the
out.
wax. You put it in. You like gotta let it sit for a second.
Got a little handle coming
and then
out.
it's got a
so-
handle, and you
Yeah.
just.
And then you're just stuck with like a waxy, hairy,
That's the best
boogery
part.
Yeah.
lollipop.
Yeah, and then you get to look at it. It's
You
pretty
get to
cool.
marvel at it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I used to
it.
like doing that when I was when I was a kid. I liked to buy those nose strips.
That's what. And you
The
look
Biores.
at it like.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
If I ripped that fucker off and there was a bunch of like stalagmites on it,
Yeah.
I had so
Showing
much.
off.
so much pride. Be like,
Stalagmites.
look at
Which
that.
ones are the out and which ones are the? You know, there's two stalagmites and
Stalagmites and stalactites.
stalactites.
There we go.
Stalactites hang from the ceiling.
See, they'd listen in school. I didn't speak English, so I just was like,
Yeah, you
Wait,
claim to
what?
be Brazilian.
yeah. Why do I sound very from the valley? Fuck you, man! I'm trying to take my identity back. I'm trying to
Not
get
getting-
cast and shit.
Not getting a big BJJ Acai
Yeah.
vibe off of you.
If
Do
I
it.
smoke a little, se eu falo português, eu falo português fluentemente.
Alright, yeah,
Eu
fair
sou
enough.
brasileira.
Boha.
Oi, oi.
Yeah, that's what we know thanks to Sepultura.
Right, Sepultura. The music is just getting more. I love Brazilian funky.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good. The second, that's how you know I'm Brazilian. If music comes on, I'm like, I can't.
I
stop
love the
myself.
rigatoni shit and
Yeah.
salsa music.
Yeah, funky.
I'm all into that.
I'm going to Brazil over the holidays. What do I need to know?
Oh man, don't wear your jewelry. Don't wear your nice jewelry.
So
For
it's
sure.
like pretend you're in LA.
Yeah, and have a wallet with a little bit of cash. So if somebody like robs you, like a kid tries to rob you, just give them that. They'll run away. It's no big deal.
Any like good things I should look forward
Yes.
to?
No, it's beautiful, but that's just like third world country.
Yeah.
You got to just be ready. Where are you gonna go? What state?
Rio.
Rio. Do you know where you're staying already? You have all that stuff.
I do, yeah.
I would get a driver. That's like a big thing too. Like make sure you have a driver. Don't just get in like random cars and shit.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on getting
Okay,
random
well I don't know.
cars, yeah.
Some people travel and they don't know.
Yeah.
Rio's incredible. I mean, you're going at the best. You're going in the summer,
Yes.
right? In a little bit.
Right.
I mean, just enjoy. It's gonna be amazing. All the
Enjoy
food you're
and
gonna
bring
eat.
enjoy and bring petty cash.
and
for
don't and
robberies.
don't get robbed. Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
and don't walk by yourself. I mean, you could pass for Brazilian.
What about with kids?
I'm
Who's
bringing
gonna be with
children. Do I
kids?
need to be concerned about that? Do they want my kids?
Yeah, they probably don't leave any kids alone too long.
All right.
All right, no, it's fun. It's beautiful. But I always tell people that because I think they're not. Like this. Don't be just walking with your cell phone in your hand like loot. You know what I mean?
Well,
Be
how's that
smart.
different? How's that different from like I don't know, like going to Mexico?
I don't know. They're faster.
I feel like Mexico.
I don't know.
It's
They're
not like out as a thing where there's like a whole bunch of people that wake up to go to work in the morning and their job is to steal your phone because you're standing on the side of the
they
street.
got
looking
less
at
to lose.
Yeah.
They're like a little crazier there.
it. Yeah.
But it's not as crazy as I make it sound. I just always say that because
can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Like I remember before I went to Italy, everybody's like, "Don't if somebody throws a baby at you, don't catch it. It's fake."
I just realized Mexico City, same. It's worse. I
Right.
went to go out Mexico City and he
Yeah.
was like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Going for a walk." He's like, "Oh no, you do not. We can get you a shuttle to the mall." And then you would get back in the shuttle and come back to the hotel.
See, if he's telling this motherfucker not to walk, like I probably should not leave the hotel room while I'm there.
Yeah.
No, but just be safe. And the baby thing, they do a fake baby thing in Italy.
Yeah, why did they do
yeah,
that?
how's that?
You'll have a bunch of shit in your hands, right? Like you go shopping and you have all this,
Oh.
and they go and they pretend to trip and throw this fake baby
So
at you. And
kick
you go
it.
and you're like, oh my god, a baby, and then they steal all your shit and run.
Nice. That's a good one.
I heard in Brazil they do this thing too. Not to get you scared. This is more in São Paulo, okay? But they'll do a thing where they're trying to wash your window, and you're like, no, And then if you roll your window finally, it'll be like, no. They throw it at you, and it's acid. They pull you out of your car, take your car.
I know a guy that put a
Holy
baby
shit.
in a guy and it got stuck and he had to take the guy to hospital to get a C-section.
Wait, what? Break
Yeah.
it down.
It was a rubber baby, like the same one in Brazil.
Wait, like
It
they
may have
put
been
it
an
up-
Italian crime baby for all we know.
Wait, they put it.
Sorry, Italy. Yeah,
Like they put like a fake, like a plastic
Yeah.
baby inside the guy's ass.
yeah.
And then-
it went.
And it like sucked it in.
Yeah,
How
They forgot
far
to tie
in?
a string to it.
yeah,
That's true. Like when
Should've.
you do yoni egg, you're supposed to put like dental floss on it.
yeah. It took it.
And took it in.
It took the baby.
It took it in, and then
ate
they
it.
had to get it out through
Yeah,
his
and the
stomach.
hospital had to make him have a C-section.
That might be one of the best things I've ever heard.
Right?
Is there video of this?
It's very
do we have-
progressive.
I didn't
yeah.
ask him for the video. It sounded like because he tells the story as he was a guy that he knew and he hadn't seen him for a while, and then he came over with this suggestion, and he didn't. He's done it before, but he's never seen the baby go and get sucked out of his. He said it came out of his hand and he was
Like
like
it
"Oh."
pulled it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he drove him to his house to get a Xanax, and they tried to use like warm towels to try to get it. They tried for a couple hours to get it, to retrieve it. And then he had to drive him to the emergency room to tell, and the guy was very upset. Fair enough. And, and then next thing you know, that's...
I like that the guy was mad, like as if like, well, I didn't think this was gonna happen. What
Yeah.
was the outcome he was hoping for?
Yeah,
You know what I
well,
mean?
I mean,
Just in and out
because
with the baby.
I think that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Hot sex baby.
Yeah.
Sex baby.
It's a thing that people do. It's called something too, but I forgot the name.
I didn't even know because I just did a CERN wrap up and they were talking about they went to a butt convention, butt fisting convention, I guess. And
No. That's what's that called again? Fistober? No.
Yeah, fist.
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. Yeah.
Yeah. The cosplay there has to be wild.
That is, yeah. And I guess I didn't even know that when you get fisted, like meat comes out, and the guy was all about like his ass meat and stuff, and that was like a whole new thing. I thought I had heard it all, but
Yeah, they're into the arts pretty hard.
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just at home, like, why didn't I get that hosting gig? Someone's got a baby up their butt.
You seem pretty obsessed with being successful. Is that stressful?
It's stressful. I'm
'Cause
stressed.
I live in that.
I feel like I'm stressed because it's not even like I have to get to this point. I just want to like have a house and like have a normal life and like not be hustling all the time. Like,
Do you believe the words coming out of your mouth?
right now?
Yeah. Like, do you think that when you get what you want and you've got a house and things
I'll be
are pretty
okay?
good, do you
No.
think you'll want more?
Yeah, I always want more.
Right,
I
that's
told you,
all.
I have OCD. It's like I get obsessed with things. Like I get obsessed with number things, reaching number things, and reaching like, yeah, I get like obsessed with like doing certain things. Like have never done late night. That's something that like keeps me up at night sometimes because I really want to do it.
Is that a thing that is a big deal anymore?
Not really.
Right.
It's just something that I get stuck
Like
on
you'd
thoughts.
probably be better off eating some hot wings on YouTube, correct?
I mean, I'm trying to get on Hot Ones, so if you guys have a connect.
Well, your
Tony
TV, your
did hot-
TV
I
show
met him
is
the other day.
You did?
Yeah, Tony did it, and then we all met at a skate shop that one of Tony's kids opened a skate shop, and we all met,
that's
and he
so
brought that
sick.
guy.
Yeah.
And he was a really nice guy. I wasn't
scared.
I haven't watched it, so I didn't. I was like, cool, seems like a cool guy. And Tony's like,
It's a great idea. I mean, the thing is, like, because hotties, we do hot stuff on this show, on this hosting show, and people were doing it. I was like, I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, I was scared. I like barely do Tabasco.
Right.
I think Tabasco's too hot.
Do you have like a
Brazilian, you say?
Brazilian don't eat spicy food. You'll find out that's a misconception completely. You'll know in a second when you get there. No, it's mostly like meat and beans and rice. That's like the main cuisine, and it's a lot of German influence, which is crazy. Which you
I
wouldn't
love
think.
beans.
I love beans. After 1942, after World War II, everybody fled to Brazil. A lot of Nazis.
That's right. They're still looking for a couple of them there. We know a guy who's
Yeah.
still looking for Hitler down in Brazil.
Right, he is there. I
died,
bet.
right?
There's a whole German town in Brazil too, where all the architecture is German. Everybody that lives there is German. Yeah.
Germans.
Colonialism.
I went to Germany a couple of times. I got real drunk and stole a bike because everybody was doing it. And then so I'm not a leader when it comes to crime. I'm more of a follower.
I can't do it. I can't steal shit.
Well, I was drunk, so it was easy.
I get it.
I would drink a lot when I was younger, so I wasn't even really home. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
let's steal bikes, and I'm like,
Your
just
body did.
whatever. Yeah, I never made a decision. I just followed. But one of my friends stole a bike, and the police got him, and they put him in the divvy van, and then we were trying to get him out, and they came out of the car and tried to do the gun that does the electrical cord comes out and electrocutes you.
Taser.
Yeah, and we were all pro skateboarders. You ain't fucking catching me, bitch. So every time they come near me, I'm pow, pow. And then two dudes, while we got the cops chasing us, two dudes opened the back of the divvy van, and our friend got out, and we all got away. So Germans are not very good at
They're
catching
still looking for you
skateboarders.
guys. They're like,
Yeah, still.
finally, we found them.
Munster, Germany. That's how I survived.
You pulled off a German heist.
Yes, I
You
did.
did.
Yeah, fuck you. I don't even know why, but fuck you guys, man.
It's like an all skateboarder Ocean's 11.
When I was older, I thought, man, we went to their city and stole all their bikes. What a bunch of assholes. Fucking Americans.
I think about the guy who had to get to work the next day. Oh, where's my bike?
I think it's more like you wake up and you
Yeah.
take a bike.
That's how it is
I
in
don't
Japan,
even think the
too. They
locals
just leave, they
have
just-
a bike.
yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
just see one and it's a different world. There's no, like here, you got to have a credit card to take a random bike. But
It's
there
true.
there's just bicycles everywhere. It might be different now, but
Yeah, I think in America it's the only place where it's like very individual mentality. Like I got me only. Like it's more like
Yeah.
group mentality everywhere. Like in Japan, like you can just take somebody's bike and you have to return it and leave like a little note with a little gift or something.
Oh.
Everybody leaves their doors unlocked in Japan too. Like there's just no crime. It's wild.
what's up with that?
I mean, they don't like really talk about sex and have sex and stuff, but otherwise,
You think
they're-
they don't
And
talk about it?
and their porn is an incredibly disturbing portal into their
Yeah,
general
just like the
attitude towards
blurred
sex.
out. Yeah, they have like sex motels because everybody lives with their parents, so they can't really like fuck at home.
Oh.
So they go to these sex motels. We went to check one out. We went to one and it was beach themed. It was sand in the room. Like
Cool.
Like 2 feet of sand in the
That's
room.
awesome.
Because
Like,
that
it
makes us
cannot-
great with genitals.
Exactly. I'm like, how dirty is this place?
When I went to Japan a few years ago, I tried to do their like Tinder over there.
And
All of the women blur their faces out.
what?
It's like in a horror movie when someone's like flipping through family photos and their faces are all like warped and shit. They do that. They put like effects
do.
on it or like scratch marks. They scratch their faces out.
I was background. I was an extra in 2 Japanese porns when I first got to LA. We found them on. She was like, me too. I found them like on, whatever, just like online. We did it Craigslist. We showed up. It was an airplane set. You know how they do like half of an airplane.
Yeah.
And the whole storyline was that the stewardess was getting attacked by this black guy, and then somebody saved her. And then she gave him a blowjob to like reciprocate.
Cool movie.
But it was like a Japanese porn, so they're like they were like gonna, and it was quiet. He was just getting the blowjob like quiet, and we were
He
just sitting
says
on the
nothing.
plane. We were just extras
Yeah.
sitting on the plane.
And you were
wild.
supposed to not be noticing?
Yeah,
or-
we were just supposed to be like, it was just
Yeah.
like the backs of our head. And then I did it the following day where it was a bus, and they were fucking in the back of the bus, and we were all dressed in schoolgirl outfits. You know, you do weird shit when you first get to
Wow.
LA.
Their
You
porn
get a
is
lot of
very,
money
like-
for that?
It was $100 for the day, and I thought that was a fucking score. I didn't.
Yeah.
We just showed up high and laughed about it. We were sitting in the back, and one of the guys was like trying to get blown to get like
Yeah.
warmed up, and I was just like, "This is cool." I was just sitting watching the whole thing, like, "All right, we
Yeah.
did this." And people are like, "What if your parents see it?" I'm like, "Then I know they're watching weird fucking Asian porn." And
How
we're
bad
even.
is it to be in the background of a blowjob scene?
Yeah, you didn't do anything porny.
I've looked for it for years. And nobody
Yeah.
spoke English. Only the guy who found us, who was like the
Yeah.
the PA guy. And I like emailed him multiple times. Like
He didn't do
years
anything
after.
creepy after? He didn't try
No,
suggest you suck a dick or anything?
No, they were pretty cool. The girl who did the second porn was like going to USC. She was like, I just getting through school, just getting fucked up on the
Yeah.
back of this bus, driving
Yeah.
through Westwood.
Yeah.
It was like it was actually a better experience than most extra experiences that I
Right.
had on set.
How was the crafty?
No food. They didn't give us any food. Yeah, we had to bring our own food.
I figured that.
Yeah, but it's cool. I hope I see it one day. You know, but yeah, they blur all the porn, which I think is weird because the kind of porn I like is just like genitals really close up, smashed together. That's all
Sure,
I need.
the good bits.
Yeah, the good bits.
I went to a porno shop when I was there, and I walked down into the basement of it, and that's where they have the vending machines. And right when I got down there, this guy had just purchased a little prize egg with used panties in it. And literally right when I rounded the corner, he had just cracked it open, shoved it to his face, went,
You caught that moment.
Yep.
He didn't even wait to get home. Isn't that the whole
No.
moment?
He was like with his buddies, too. They still had their backpacks slung over their shoulders.
So he didn't have a home.
No, they were like younger guys.
I worry about coming off a certain way, and fucking guys are putting babies up their ass, sniffing panties. I gotta let it go. I gotta
Yeah.
loosen up.
Yeah, just
What-
like
what-
that.
what are you
princess in
afraid
that
of?
cartoon movie
Who's that?
where you got to let it go or whatever?
Oh, Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
remember that when you're around sex
Right.
cameras.
What
Yeah.
are you trying to not expose to the world? What are you repressing in your public presentation?
You know, I don't know. I think for a long time, even my stand-up wasn't really the stuff I even found funny. I just kind of did it to like fit. I don't know. I was thrown into stand-up. I never really learned how to do it properly. And I really wanted to be like one of the bros, you know, and I'm like with Bobby Lee and these dudes. And now I'm finally like, oh, that's not me at all. Like, I've just completely realized I'm a little more esoteric. Like, I'm not as like, you know, and I'm
How long
finally
did that
starting to
take?
write. 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just realized it like a couple of years, like the COVID really helped me
Huh.
realize that. I was like, oh, I've been just kind of doing it. Like I haven't really been doing it the way I want to do it. I've always wanted to do music stuff, and I always felt kind of dorky doing it at the store just because it was like bros team.
You mean
so much.
singing?
Yeah, like rapping and singing on stage.
In
And I
your
don't-
stand-up?
Yeah, yeah. I feel
There's-
like you don't approve. But
I
it's-
don't. I do. It makes. I mean, especially if it works, it just
But
makes it
doesn't
hard.
it feel good? Like when you sing, when you just open, doesn't that feel fucking good?
Yeah, I guess I'm used to it, but yeah.
Yeah, it feels right. Like when I do it, I'm like, this is the ultimate. So I'm releasing this musical. We'll see. I don't know.
Man, Maybe I'll start singing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
can
should.
you explain that? Because there's a musical element to your special, which is available now on YouTube.
Yes. So I did a straight one. It was just the straight hour. And then I did it a full one with the music with like a full band. I wrote 10 songs that kind of like interject throughout. And I'm really proud of it. The songs are all kind of different themes. They're really well composed. Like the musicians are sick. So it was cool. I had a trombone player.
But it's comedy.
It's comedy. Yeah.
Huh.
The songs are like, some are like musical theater-y. Some have a little more of like a chill feeling to it.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy playing music. Like I went to school for musical theater, and that's really what I wanted to do.
You play instruments?
I play a little bit.
What do you play?
I play a little guitar, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a female comic with a ukulele. Can't do that. I can't do it.
We had a comedy band that like was on the Billboard charts.
That's
and
fucking
shit
awesome.
When
There
we
it
had
is.
a job on Sirius.
That's
That's
so great.
the Billboard.
Right there.
Yeah, right.
That's so cool.
Next to
I've always
the-
wanted a room like this. There's just like this is like your little shrine room. It's
A
sick.
little
That's
bit.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a fan that man.
That's
Jason,
so
get
good.
His name. I don't know if you can tell,
Ben
but the
something?
lights are reacting to the audio in
Us
the room.
talking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Is it Ben Muller?
Ben, yeah, it looks like a Ben on there.
Anyway,
Well,
he built that just for us and fucking flew down here and
It's sick.
put it in there for free.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just wanted to put some stuff in your studio.
That's so cool. But my
he's
question
the
to you is
best.
like, after having all the success, you have fans who are traveling to make art to you. Why stand up? Like, why do you want to get into stand up now?
Well, I think pandemic. I always thought about it, and then I remember. I don't know why, but what is it? Is it Craig? What's his name?
Craig Robinson?
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson.
I did his podcast a couple times, and he was just being really nice to me. I felt like we had a connection from being addicts, and he was trying to help me. And he just said one time, he was like, "I know you didn't like it, but I just promise me that you'll do this. You'll try it again." And I was like, it just seemed. I said yes, and I felt
Yeah.
like if I didn't do that when I said yes, because I did answer him like I was going to.
Yeah.
And then that was a slow build into committing to it because I really didn't want to do it. I tried it a couple of times. Sam Tripoli had me come up a couple of
Love
times,
Sam. Yeah.
and I really just walked up and tried to be funny, and I didn't feel like I was very successful at that. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not repeating myself. That's stupid. And then after hanging out a little more, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of like not what a couple people do. That's what everybody does.
Yeah, you have to. It sucks when
Yeah.
you realize it. You're like, oh, I'm doing like I did some jokes for 10 years.
Right, and if
Yeah.
it works, fuck it. I would
Yeah.
do that too. But I also am 50, and Sirius dropped us. That was a big shock. Nothing's forever again to me, where I was like, oh my God, like, who knows? Maybe this podcast doesn't work. I got what other job? It's like gay porn, gay prostitute, or stand-up.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, I started
Feet.
that too. But I can't fight anymore, and I can't really skate much longer. And I don't know what I gotta have something,
Right. That's your new addiction.
and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm addicted to too.
Same.
So every
Yeah.
time I go up, I'm a little nervous, and sometimes it's really good, and I'm really high on it, just like skateboarding and fighting.
And drugs.
And sometimes it does terrible, and I'm heartbroken, and I'm frustrated and tortured, and I can't sleep, and it's a passion. And
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, because the first time I tried it, I didn't fall in love with it.
Yeah.
But the next I started going to the Dime Bar thanks to Adam Hunter, who would always let me do it even when I was so terrible. But I actually started going every Tuesday with a plan until I was like, get 10 minutes of actual stuff that you're going to say.
Right.
And I think by the first time I actually completed it, and I had a friend there, and he'd been a few times, and he went, holy shit, dude, that was actually really funny. And I was like, I know, right? That actually kind of worked. And it's hard to make anything work at the Dime Bar. And then Ryan
Those shows make you
Sickler,
good though. Yeah.
Ryan Sickler, he's like, hey, dude, you got 10 minutes? And I was like, actually, yeah, kind of. And he said, come to the Brea Improv, and that was like 600 people.
I know those improvs
That was
really
the most
get you.
terrifying thing I've ever been involved in. And I've fought people where I knew they were going to knock me out. Or I've
That was
jumped
scarier?
stuff. Yes, easily.
You
Not even
fucking hear that?
close.
You fucking trolls at home telling me I'm not fucking funny.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
I know that is.
It's a love-hate, right?
Yeah.
It's a love-hate that I have. It makes me manic.
But it can't.
Like,
if it was all love, I wouldn't care.
right.
I hate it because I feel like I would just like everything to work out for me, and everybody just loves me for everything I do. But it wouldn't. So it has to be this way. It has to be a fight for the rest of my life. I have to fight to try to be proud of myself, to try to feel like I'm doing something, creating something, not dying, getting better, evolving. Don't die. Don't give up.
I guess that's the thing for me. It's not really anything that I need to reach. I just have to believe that I can keep fighting. I guess that's the thing. Like you just got to keep fucking doing it. But yeah, there are days where I'm like, fuck this. Being on the road, not being able to eat healthy, being by myself, like getting in my head, like hating my material, like fuck, man. I mean, it's a lot of hate too. It's a lot of hate. But
how long did it take before you stopped getting nervous?
I sometimes get nervous randomly, and I won't know it's nerves anymore. I just like get mad at people. Like I'm very short that day, and like, but if I have like a big show, I still get a little. I feel like it probably took me like a good 10 years to not get really, really nervous. But if you're not nervous anymore, like, you should up the ante a little, so you feel excited. You know, like, I get nervous more about like the thing that I hate is like the ticket sales, like, because I used to feature for these big dudes, show up. Full house. Like now I'm like, come see me. I'm in North Carolina. You know, that part of it, I fucking hate. Like if I could just outsource that completely, if somebody's looking for that job, like honestly.
It's the same as the downloads on a podcast.
Yeah. It's just,
you look at it and you're like, that's pretty good. And then somebody else, that does way more than that. And you're like, it's not. It's really not.
Comparisonitis. Don't do it, man.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing.
Comparison is the thief of joy. I think Sam Tripoli's the first person I heard say that.
It's true. Comparisonitis. I mean, you're never going to be like other people, brush your own teeth. But it is hard because you see these people, you're like, they're not fucking as talented as, like, you get like in your head and then and nothing is like one better than the other, right? Comedy is so subjective and like there's something out there for everybody. And I think that's kind of the problem now. It's so saturated with like, hey, if you like people who just talk about weed and devils, like you'll find that guy. You know what I mean? If you want this girl who just cries and plays, like you find her, like. And there's not really these big comics anymore, except, like the Chappelles and the Bills and whatever the big people that you consider
the
are
Toms
big.
And the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not that anymore, so it's hard to tell. And everything's online too. It's just so much shit out there. How do people even find it?
Look, people make careers out of it. And that's, I don't know. I just want to be good at it.
Yeah.
I want to walk up and go, I know I'm going to kill it. Yeah. Like I have a bad day, but I know that most of the time, give me a microphone and a crowd, and they're gonna laugh.
I want my material to be better.
Me too.
Because I can make people laugh. You know what I mean? Like I can like look at my camel, do something dumb and make people laugh. Because I learned,
look at my camel.
I go look at my camel toe. I do that a lot.
It would work. I get that.
It does work.
Yeah.
Because I also want to establish right away, like this is fun. This is stupid. Yeah. Like I'm not here to talk about politics. Like let's just have fun. Like look at my pussy. And
that's your opening number, as a matter of fact.
It is. Yeah.
Man,
oh yeah. The fuck
that.
you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Look at my pussy. Every
look at my pussy.
Give yourself a Melvin.
Yeah. That's what I do. And then I'm like, my lips are the only thing that I like separate but equal.
Nice.
And I just want to have like material that might not be like funny to the masses, but like the right people find really funny. Like I'm ready to go to that next level where I'm like, I don't need everybody to think this is good.
Yeah.
Like I just need to feel like I took a comedy class.
After being in comedy for a long
15
time.
15 years, yeah. I just
and
took
how was that?
It was hard on my ego, I have to admit. Like at first I'd be like, I wanted to make fun of it, like fuck this comedy class.
Yeah, did it feel demeaning having someone tell you how to be funny?
Not really, because it wasn't really about like, hey, this is how you're funny. It was more about like establishing a positivity around your material. Like every time you do your set in front of the class would have to go around and say something positive about it, like that they liked. And at first I was like, this is fucking dumb. And then I was like, oh, this is working. Like I'm feeling more like, and then getting that every time I would do new material, I was like, oh, this is building my confidence. I'm like, he might be onto something.
Oh shit.
And just having that, because I never had that support. These dudes aren't telling me my shit's funny. Like,
Yeah.
And so having that kind of like backbone of support and knowing if I work on something, then it can be funny, changed my mind a little bit. It like gave me this like weird confidence. And I also would help people with their tags and help. And from that, I learned a lot too. Like getting a joke from being like, that's not funny, but I know there's something in there, reworking it with them over and over and being like, there it is. And so finding that for other people really helped me find it for myself.
Fuck.
And yeah, I just love it. I think I always was like, don't take a comedy class, but now I'm like 100% take a comedy class. It's accountability too. For 9 weeks, I had to write new shit every week.
Shit.
Otherwise, the comedy class would be like, why is the one comic in the class? You know, I had high
9
expectations.
weeks.
9 weeks.
Is it like just once a week or multiple
once a week?
times?
But then you'd have to also have like a meetup with the group, like a rehearsal. And it's all you can do. It was some in person, some in Zoom. But I definitely recommend it. Jerry Katzman is the one I took. And I know there's shitty ones too. Like there's like, not that I don't recommend these. I'm not talking shit, but there's ones that are like all women. And sometimes that's helpful for women too, because they feel intimidated by the dudes. And I don't know. There's something out there for everybody. I like class.
Yeah, I don't, but I might check that out.
It like helped me.
Yeah, I need help.
It helped me do it. Because I'm like, I'll get away with it. I know this joke works.
Yeah.
Like I'll write one new little thing and then I'm like, but this made me like, no, I have to, like the Jerry Seinfeld thing, his thing is like, you have to write every single day. Even if it's like a 10-minute to 20-minute thing, every day you have to sit down, no phone, no nothing, just write.
Look, if you want to be good at something, practicing is how it's
Who
done.
knew?
Yeah, it's not really rocket science.
No, because at first my thing was just like, I got to do every set. It's about sets. It's about getting up and doing sets and sets. But I'm like, oh no, like half of it is really about like actually sitting down and writing.
Yeah.
And I just didn't do that for many years. So watch my special, everybody. It's garbage.
Selling it.
Yeah. No, you know, I mean, hey, I'm honest about my process. Like I see these guys that are like, come see me. It's the best fucking show you'll ever see. You know, and I'm like, it's good. It's good. This is what it is. Like, I mean, if Cirque du Soleil is in the same city, I would do that. But
Have you ever done like stuff overseas? Like, do you have a Portuguese act?
yeah, I went to Brazil a couple of years back before COVID and filmed a whole documentary about like me coming back after 20 years, kind of highlighting how booming the comedy community is. That people are crushing in stand up in Brazil. Millions of fans doing their hour after like 2 years and selling them out. Like people are just so hungry for stand up there. It's a new art there too. Like it's still kind of stuck in the 80s. Hasn't progressed.
Is the bar high or low? With that kind of
it's kind of lower because less people are doing it, but their whole thing is online because the reachability of online, because there's not really like stand-ups on TV there. Like they're not really doing that. There's not like a late night talk show with stand-ups. So a lot of the stuff is social media heavy. So these guys are just getting famous off being on social media and having millions
and then
of
doing
followers.
a live show once they get famous on social media.
They don't really do these they do these like residencies at these malls that have theaters inside of them, and they're selling out like 3,000 people per show.
Is it cleaner?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
But it is less like absurd. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't gotten to that weird point yet where you like play with the audience or like I was talking to this lady in the audience, she put her purse up. I was like hiding herself. I was like, I can see you. So, and a lot of my shit, like I thought I could just translate, and boy, was I wrong. Like talk about eating shit. Huh?
How do you mean that?
Like I thought I could just straight up translate my joke, right?
I understand what you're saying, but like culturally stuff that works in this culture didn't fly there. Because I know Felipe Esparza also, like I don't think he had not performed in Spanish for the longest time and then started to, and I think he had the same experience where it wasn't simply a matter of saying his act in Spanish.
I thought I could just do it. And I'm like, let's go.
Let's
get this translated.
Yeah.
You have to tell it completely different. You have to tell this. It's the same story. It's the same storyline.
I wonder if that's the same in Australia.
Australia, I think you're good.
You sure?
Just mixing more cunts.
So.
They're a bit weird.
I love how much
there I
they
was,
say
cunts.
cunts.
Yeah. Just put cunt on the end of everything.
When I came back
Am
from
I
Australia,
right, cunts?
I was like, cunts. People were really offended by it. I'm like, that's...
Where?
I was in Australia for 30 days doing
Wait,
stand-up there.
Australia didn't like your cunts?
No, they loved it. But then I came back, and I was very cunt heavy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They didn't love it.
Yeah,
You're supposed to leave those in customs.
You need to rapidly decuntify.
It's true.
I
I loved Australia. Australia loves comedy. They fucking love comedy there.
Australians can do cunt in America.
Yeah.
Not like it's a full free shit or anything.
It's because your C sounds less aggressive.
Yeah,
like,
but it's still cunt.
Cunt.
I think it's because the T doesn't hit as hard on the end. Like that guy in The Boys is like, you hear me, cat?
Yeah.
Cunt.
It's just different.
Yeah,
I want to
if
say
I'm
with
talking
the T,
to
though.
an Australian, it's even less of a T.
No, if I'm like, no, listen to me, you cunt.
That's like saying pussy
That's like,
without the
whoa,
P.
whoa,
yeah,
calm
it's like,
down.
Yeah.
Well, that's
whoa.
almost in Australia. You can say mate in an offensive way, and you can say mate as your friend.
Yeah.
And I think the T comes out.
The T,
Right.
but
Listen,
if
mate.
you say cunt, if you get to the word cunt, I'm scared.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're there, like what happened?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can cunt all day.
You can cut all day.
Yeah.
They have, and cunt is like a sweet thing when you're like, oh, you're a sweet cunt.
I love you, cunt.
Yeah, love you.
My
cunt.
friend, Jake Brown, one of the greatest skateboarders ever live, in my phone, his name is Sick Cunt.
I
Because he's a
love
sick
that.
cunt.
Sick cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always sick cunt. He's like, fucking bulky.
I loved Australia. I fucked a bunch of tradies. I had fun.
You fuck a lot of people.
I did. Yeah, I
You married or something now?
I'm not married, but I'm in a committed relationship. I'm happy. Yeah.
You're
this
happy?
is the one. Yeah, this is the one.
But for a minute, you got loose.
I got loose. I was out of an 8-year relationship. I was doing a 30-day residency in Australia. I was like, let's
bang it out
with tradesmen specifically.
Well, they were so sweet, and I love the
You're
shorts
like a
with a
rugged man.
boot. Yeah, with a boot.
How's the
they
cocks?
Did, like workers meant they some good sick cunts.
Yeah. I think on
Well
average,
done. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
do a
flew.
bit better.
What?
I think on average they do a bit better. Same with Canadians.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. There's so many Brazilian people in Australia too. Bondi Beach. I did the comedy store there for 30
It's a comedy
days.
store at Bondi Beach.
And no, it's in Sydney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was
In the
cool.
city.
And I did like a little tour, and we did all those weird places that are like for retired military people. What are those called?
Retired military in Australia?
Yeah, they have these like hangout places, DNYs or something. Just all white people.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, and it's like a theater show, and I'm eating shit, and this guy's like keeps kind of heckling me and talking, and I kind of like shut him down, and then they turn on me. Like they
whole
didn't
crowd
like
did.
it. Yeah, and then after the show, one of the people's friends that was like on the show was like a cop, and he's like, "Oh, that guy's a pedo. We arrest him all the time." I'm like, why is he out and about heckling? Yeah. Why hasn't this guy been taken down?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
do you mean
pedo.
you bust him all the time? For pedophilia all the time?
All the time.
How has this period been over 300 years? 'Cause what the fuck?
I'm
You
like,
told me
why
you'd
is this
stop.
guy out in the streets?
He
Yeah.
told me he'd stop.
I don't like kids anymore. I
On
swear.
the
I
third
swear.
time, he
Yeah.
swore he wouldn't do it again.
He's like 15 or up. Yeah. So that was a fun experience. I forgot their DNYs, DKNYs. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. As you guys know, my memory is shit. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I want to go there back so bad. I want to go back to Australia so bad.
Yeah, I'd like to go back.
You can't? What
I
happened?
could just. I got kids and stuff. It'd be weird just
It's
to go.
expensive.
Yeah, to go with them, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a family of like 17 Jewish people on the plane the other day. I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
Stop
And my
having
kids don't want to go.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, my daughter's 17 and she's got her friends and she does nails and.
They look good, by the way, if you want to do a little shout out.
Yeah, if you're in California, you want to get your nails done. My daughter does nails.
I'll go to your nail. I'll go to your kid if she's available.
She'd be stoked.
Yeah. I just bit mine all off. Anxious the other day. I gels. My nails look
You
great.
bit gels off.
I peeled them all off. Like,
Why are
I
you so
don't even-
anxious?
I forget why I was anxious this week, but whatever the reason. Oh, I'm launching this musical in a couple days, so I've been like anxious over it.
That's fair.
Just want to get it done with. I'm like excited to not be promoting something. Just
Yeah.
like have fun and create new. Like I want to write new music, do new shit.
I get that.
Yeah.
You want to do it, be like, ta-da, I did it.
I want to be done with this because I feel like this stuff is the stuff that I've been doing for so long. I'm ready to graduate from it.
Right.
Like I'm ready to go to the. You always look inquisitive. Like I don't know why. I need your approval so bad.
I think
Do
that's
you guys
great, Jade.
feel that?
No, I never care what he says.
Oh. You also look a lot like my agent, so I think that's happening too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. That's probably not a good thing.
No, it's good. He's good.
Oh, really?
got
Yeah,
respect.
he's cute.
You like your agent?
Yeah, I love my agent.
Oh, I
It'd
don't
be
hear a
weird
lot
to
of that.
not like your
Yeah,
really?
I've been with him over like, oh, I love it. I mean, they've stuck through a lot of firings.
Yeah.
So they've been with me.
You mentioned hotboxing your dog.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was called hotboxing, but it's actually called
Shotgunning?
no, when you do it with farts, it's called
Oh, Dutch oven.
Dutch oven. Thank you.
You fart and
See,
let
that's
your
when
dog...
you remember I'm an immigrant. I'm like, it's hotboxing.
How you say fart on your dog?
How do you say? I don't know.
That's
Oh yeah,
not
I have a
bad.
joke about how I thought I gave her pink eye because I would fire under the
Right.
covers and keep her under.
Can dogs get pink eye?
No, it was just a joke.
Right.
Yeah, she
Just
had
make
some
it
kind
sure.
of weird eye infection.
Right.
My dog looks just like that. A little chihuahua.
Oh,
Cheryl.
I've got 3 of them.
I love him.
They're fucking dickheads. You see the lady got chihuahua pooed in her mouth and she had to go to hospital for 3 days?
Stop.
In her sleep. Her chihuahua pooed in her mouth while she was asleep. So that means she must have like swallowed the Tootsie Rolls.
That's
Because if you have a chihuahua,
horrifying.
you know that they just shit little Tootsie Rolls.
They
You can
do.
pick them
It's
up
the
with a
best.
tissue. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I love it. Sometimes I
Yeah,
won't even
very
pick it up. I'm
convenient.
like, this is not worth the plastic bag.
Yeah.
It's a tiny poop.
Yeah.
How do you sleep through that?
She didn't. She actually had there's a photo where she still has some on the side
Wait,
of her
who
mouth.
is this?
Oh,
So it's
lady.
It's a lady.
Oh, I thought you said Lady Gaga. I was like, Lady Gaga, why? I didn't
No.
even think she had. I thought she had Frenchies.
And it's a random lady in another country,
It did seem that
I want to
way.
see the photo.
England or something.
I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I want to see it.
And she was asleep, minding her own business. You know how when you sleep, apparently you eat spiders? I don't believe it.
I don't either.
I don't believe it. I think it's a fucking bullshit artist story that everyone's been saying for fucking decades. I would have woken up at least once with one on my fucking face or something, or and then spat one out.
Or like a leg stuck to your lip when you chewed it up.
I mean, they're talking about really tiny ones. They're not talking about ones with like you'd feel like.
What about if you're in Australia? There ain't a fucking tiny anything in it as an insect.
I saw some scary shit over there. Those birds are crazy.
What freaked you out the most that you saw in Australia?
In Australia? Just how many white people there were. I didn't know it was like a...
That's disturbing.
Yeah, it was really disturbing. So many different white people.
A lot of Asians,
but the birds. Yeah, a lot of Asians. And those birds are scary.
Oh, the magpies?
Magpies.
Yeah, the real aggressive ones.
They're aggressive.
Yeah.
You ready? Shit-faced lady.
Wait.
Oh.
I'm not kidding, you guys. Is that my dog? That looks just like my dog. Wait, that doesn't look like a... It looks like tomato sauce. It just looked like the dog diarrhea on her.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So the dog had some diarrhea issues, and she took a nap on the couch with her mouth open, and she woke up with this really wrong taste in her mouth.
Look, my dog shits in my mouth. Nobody will ever hear about this. It'll be a secret that I keep to the grave.
Really?
You're taking a photo telling everybody about it?
You wouldn't use that for stand-up?
I guess, but I wouldn't take a look at that photo. That's going to be online forever.
Yeah, she
gets a job. That's the photo they look at.
My chihuahua shits in my mouth. That's my next new 15.
Are you constantly waiting for weird shit to happen so you could write about it?
That's my whole life of a radio show for the last 20 years. So every time something bad happens, I go, oh, at least we got a story for the show tomorrow.
Do you guys ever have a thing where she's like, you can't talk about that on the fucking radio? Not that you would talk about it now, but do you guys ever get into that fight?
You've done it, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been like, do not tell this, and then you tell it.
And then you're like, what am I going to do?
I've been in trouble before, so there's certain things I don't say now.
Yeah, most of my act is making fun of my boyfriend. I met him because I made fun of him on TV. I made fun of him when he was on a reality TV show on The Soup.
Yeah.
And that's how we met.
Really?
Yeah. You can even find the clip. I'm making fun of him. And then we just fucking met online and fell in love. 90 Day Fiancé style. Yeah.
He wasn't on that show, was he?
He was what?
He wasn't on that show, right?
He was on Temptation Island. He's a finance guy, but he was on Hinge, and some casting director was like, hey, do you want to do this reality show? And he was like, YOLO. So he did it. And that's how we met.
So he doesn't want to be on TV just accidentally?
No. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he would do podcasts and stuff to talk about. He's really, really into money, talking about money and stuff. They're developing this whole new platform and tokenizing natural resources, which is all happening now. People are owning gold more. And
so does that mean he has a lot of money?
No, he's working on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a good person to be going out with.
Yeah, he's driven. He's got his thing.
Money's
it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I don't understand any of it. He just talks and I just look at him. He's so hot. I'm like, uh-huh.
Does he have an 8-pack?
Yeah, he's hot. First hot one I've dated.
Wait, you only went out with ugly people?
Yeah, I only dated. I don't know, because I think I just knew people in comedy.
And that's you went out with comedians?
I went out with a comic for 8 years.
Why would you do that? Sorry, comedians.
It was 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s, and he was alt comic, so he wasn't in my circle of gross guy comics.
Okay.
But I did good. I didn't sleep with any comics starting up, so I feel like it really helped me later in life.
Me neither.
It really is so crazy. It's so striking to me that not all male comics, but probably a majority of male comics, almost like it's part of their shtick to not be totally put together physically.
Right.
Yet almost every single female comic that I know is sort of meticulous about her appearance. You just talked about lasering your entire fucking body. There's no male equivalent to you on the comedy circuit at the Comedy Store tonight.
Yeah, I feel like the most similar guy to me is Jeff Dye or Adam Ray in appearance wise, the way that they kind of carry themselves. But if I have something where it's I don't like how something looks, or a shirt that you got to tug on, or something just fitting right, I'll think about that my whole set. I can't let it go. I get OCD about it. So I just have to prep a certain way.
Well, I think I speak for the three of us when I say that if I saw a picture of myself on stage and I was like, oh wow, I knew I put on a couple pounds, but fuck, I look kind of fat.
Oh,
that would really bug me. It seems to me, based on the available evidence, the vast majority of male comics aren't too bugged by that.
I have to let it go because there's never a fucking good photo of you on stage. They do it from below. You always you're always reaching down. A photo of me posing versus of me on stage, a completely different person. You're like, who is this fucking? Why is she a turtle? It looks so gross.
Really accentuates the toe.
Yeah, I just go
Yeah, I was so excited to get those pictures from we were at the Improv, and then I saw them.
Exactly.
And I was like, I look like an old lady.
I know. I see how you can
crushing.
get old lady pretty fast.
I thought I looked all right. Sorry.
I loved my photos.
You liked yours?
They were all right.
See, I hate stage photos. It's not just you. Like I had to get through that because my clips, like I look really ugly when I'm trying to be funny, and I'm just like, that's funny. Who cares?
I usually hate
moments,
myself,
you know?
but so far, I would say I'm 90% approval of all stand-up photos I've had of me.
I would say 1% is how many.
What do you think that is? Because like I've seen pictures of you on stage,
Yeah.
and I feel like you kind of look like you, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
I just don't like.
You don't think you're unattractive in general,
No, I feel good.
right?
I'm really self-conscious about my scoliosis.
Who-osis?
Scoliosis.
You got a bad back?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Sure, if
Please.
it's noticeable.
It's really noticeable. Okay, so look when I bend down, what it looks like.
Oh, you got a lump on this side?
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
I was
that's
expecting.
nothing.
I was expecting like Pet Cemetery here.
No, I feel like that's how the way I see it.
Does that
And
shit ache?
No, but I think eventually I'm gonna be like a little old. Crooked.
you might
Go
tilt
ther-
over.
You can do physiotherapy to keep that straight.
I hope, man. That's why I keep my core strong.
You got to do that. I got one of my friends, a professional skateboarder who's 55.
Yeah.
Steve Caballero.
Ooh.
And his shit was fucking all kinds of whack.
Really?
His head's always been tilted, and he's kind of made it work for him.
Yeah, my back is like.
But he works on it, and he's one of the older, still good skateboarders that's ever existed on the planet. 55, and you can skate vert. That's amazing. And he rides motocross.
That's fucking.
And he's
wild.
broken his femur a couple of times riding motocross in his 50s and is skateboarding
That's
right
wild.
now.
It's wild.
So you can do it, but it's also
Yeah.
he eats clean. That's just the way it goes.
I got one vice: spliffs.
Because you put the tobacco in. That's
Just
how
a
I was
tiny
raised.
bit. Yeah, I just like it. Yeah, that's why I love Australia too. Everybody
I
smokes
quit
spliffs.
smoking weed for like 5 years, and then when I
Yeah.
got back into it, I told myself, don't come back with tobacco. Like, lose the tobacco, and then you at least can say to yourself you don't smoke cigarette stuff. Because it was always, when
But
you
feel like
smoke
if I just
spliffs.
did tiny, I do like literally like.
Oh, we do 50-50.
Oh, you'd go like harder.
In
yeah.
Australia, we don't have that much money.
Yeah.
You buy weed and you smoke it with tobacco. You put a lot of tobacco in.
Well, the
because
weed's like shit
then you get
too.
more
It's like
weed.
black. Yeah, the weed's bad there.
Yeah.
It's like every city I travel to, that's my first. Like, oh my god, can I get weed? Like, will I
Yeah.
be okay? But yeah, I love spliffs. I just think it like makes the weed more fun. It gives you a little uppy.
Yeah, it
I
definitely
feel like I
is
figured you
stronger.
out now. I think your resting face is just inquisitive.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you thought he was angry at you or something?
No, not angry. Just like maybe like a little judgy.
Really?
Yeah, like it just always looks like.
Oh, no, he
okay,
comes
what
off
are
like
you
a... People have
saying?
said that he's like a snubby guy, but he's not.
I like you, Jade.
Yeah, he's just like...
That made my
he's
day.
just fucking wise, and sometimes it
Yeah,
comes
he
off like,
is.
shut
You're
up,
pensive.
you cocky prick.
I am
Yeah.
pensive. Yeah, yeah.
You're
yeah.
pensive. Yeah.
I remember you. I was saying this before you got here. I remember you visiting us on Zoom very, very well, which is saying something because there have been a number of times where they're like, "Remember when like Wesley Snipes was on the show?" And I'm like, "No,
Wesley
no, I
Snipes
don't
was on
re-
the show.
I
That's a bad
remember.
example.
We
I
had
do.
a talk
Recall,
after
I
the
had
show.
a-
I do recall.
I
him
had a
coming
great
by.
experience. I started following him. I'd just been obsessed with
Katie.
Sorry, I should know your name. But I've just been looking like every time he posts something of hers, I'm like, fuck yeah. So I've just been like kind of following him ever since. And so I was so excited to get back on and like, but yeah, I did not remember that it was a serious thing. I did not remember.
Zoom, man, it barely counted as interaction.
Serious is easy to forget.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel like a dick.
I'm not.
But it's a good thing because if you don't stir shit up, you don't grow. You stay stagnant.
I wouldn't have got into comedy. No way.
Yeah.
5 days a week. And if I had a gig that was like go out of town, the answer is no.
Would you ever open for me?
Fuck yeah.
Would that be cool?
In a
That'd be
second.
funny, random. I'll give you a date, some
Yeah.
dates.
I'll be there.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But are you guys going to be starting to do stand up on your own now, going out doing like shows, mics?
Yeah.
Are you like it's starting now for you guys?
Oh yeah.
I did it.
Tully has a head start.
I did it
Yeah.
before the pandemic.
Right.
And then like I got kids, so I just shut it down entirely. I'll get back into it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
The lifestyle's hard because it's the adrenaline that you get at night that nobody talks about, right?
Yeah.
And that adrenaline up and down, that's not healthy for us. Like I read this study where they put heart monitors on 5 different people. One was like an athlete, firefighter, comic, a swimmer dude, and somebody else, I think like politician or something, a speech guy. And you two most common heart rates were the firefighter fighting a fire and a stand-up doing a set. So it's like we're fighting a fire on a nightly basis, and then we have to just go home and sit with those thoughts. Like that can't be. I'm just cleaning my house with like a toothbrush. Like it can't be good for us. That
it is
roller
terrifying.
Coaster. Yeah, it's
like
terrifying.
I've done some wild shit in my life, and I don't think I've ever had as much fear and dread in me as right before I went up.
Dread is a good word.
I feel like I took a little bit of the pressure off of you, Jason, because I know you were saying you would get like super cold, but then seeing me just trembling like a chihuahua in the rain, you were just like, ah.
Yeah,
Wait,
maybe.
you were like trembling?
Yeah. You had to shit like 4 times before he went
Yeah,
up.
I usually have to shit before my set too. I just did Chris Stefano's podcast, and he said he won't shit or pee before his set. Like he'll hold it. Like especially if he really has to shit, he'll hold it to like have that momentum on stage to keep him like in this like.
Oh, yeah.
I see no value in shit momentum.
Me either. I don't want a turd to drive my whole set. I want that out. I kind of had to shit when I got here, but I'm not going to shit right there.
You could have.
I don't have. I wish I was. That's who I want to be.
Don't give up.
That's who I want to be.
You just got in there and blasted Sepultura
do
in
it
a couple
right
of the
now?
places.
Yeah, just like blast music, take a shit in there. Thanks, guys. Don't go in there. I blew it up. That's who I want to be.
I got an extension cord. You could do the interview while you're
That would
pooping.
be hilarious.
No one's doing that.
No one is doing that.
There's a camera in there.
Is there really?
No.
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, yeah, that's the idea.
Okay.
Your piss was on Patreon.
Yeah, we bought it from Chuck Berry.
Anybody wants to see your piss, patreon.com/Alice, mate.
Hey, if that makes money, I might do it. I've been thinking about the foot stuff forever now
Yeah.
because I keep getting a lot of DMs about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
I work for Disney, so that's my fear.
Well, then, yeah, that's
I
different.
can't do that.
That's something because I also don't get the foot fetish thing.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're into it, cool, go for it. But it's like
Yeah.
it's such a non-thing for me that if people were interested in pictures of my feet, I feel like I could way easier sell like feet pictures than I don't know, like shirtless pictures. Or like if there was a community that was into elbows for some reason, I'd be like, I'm not even doing like a fetish thing.
There
like,
are
you want
people
this
that are into
fucking-
elbows. What's this part called? It's
The
like
weenus.
Weenus, that's what it is. I have a friend who has like a super long one. It's like 3 in a million or something. They have like it's like
super stretchy weenus?
Yeah, and it looks normal, but then he stretches it and you can bite it and shit, and he doesn't feel it.
Yeah, there's no feeling in your
Yeah.
weenus.
I don't trust that guy.
Like I could pinch your weenus right now really
been-
But
hard,
not.
and you wouldn't. Got your weenus.
Okay.
You wouldn't even feel it.
Weenus.
I'm not into that.
You want to pinch my weenus?
No.
I'll pinch it if you want me to, if you want to feel.
Seems like you do,
pinched.
yeah.
You should try it.
Oh, go ahead.
Try yours.
God. You guys are so lame.
You're not into ween. Oh, his.
He broke his thumb.
Yeah, I'm recovering from a work
Oh
injury.
my God! I thought you were kidding. What happened? What did you do?
I tried to hit a fastball
From a
from
professional
a professional pitcher.
He said he was a really good baseball player, but he lied.
I had never played baseball before.
Wait, you're just living on the edge, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Jason Ellis Show.
Yeah. So like, if that's not scary to you, stand up can't be. I mean, come on. It's just a few jokes.
Yeah, but still, like the first time I did stand up, like if somebody was like, "Look, we can scrap this right now, and we can break your thumb and split it open again with a baseball," I'd be like, "Let's fucking go. Let's do this."
See, that's insane that people have that kind of a, like, public speaking is the number one fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Because
the
we
number one
all,
fear.
you know, you can deny it, but everybody wants to be loved. And comedy is the biggest, hey, random room, do you like me? It's the biggest, there's no other setup.
I don't want them to love me.
Skateboarding, rock and roll, you're hiding.
Music.
You know, even
Yeah.
sunglasses. Like I've done shit where I'm like, fuck this, I'm wearing sunglasses, and it's fucking cheating. My
It is
whole
cheating.
face. If I'm nervous, if I'm going down, if I feel bad because you don't like me, you're going to see it.
But dude, it's not about them liking you. You got to change the mentality. It's about making them escape their life for those 15 minutes.
That makes it less nerve-wracking.
Yeah, like that's all I think about. I don't think about, it's not about me at all. I'm like a vessel. Like I'm like a weird vessel of just like like, I think about
Yeah.
it as like a clown, like in Renaissance times. It's like,
I think it's more, it depends on the joke. If I'm talking about being a homo and people judge me in a negative way, it's hard to stay positive about that. If you don't like the joke or you think that I'm being too gross, I fucking totally understand that. And I'm not offended by
yeah,
it.
a lot of people think I'm too gross. And I haven't explained that it's like, no, I just grew up in Brazil and we're exposed to a lot more sex stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there was a show that I used to watch. I wasn't allowed to watch it, but we'd sneak out and watch it. It was these girls in a bikini in a line. and they were all each different fruit themed. And they would have to go like, I picked that girl, and they would have to go like, ding, ding, and show their tits. And if there was a star on the tit, that was like the winner.
Oh, cool.
And then there was just like a stripped cheese through the credits. Like that was the whole show.
Such a good show.
Such a good show. And like you guys are watching Barney over here. You know what I mean? I'm watching like, of course
Titties.
That's how I am. Yeah. Like, so I think it's about like kind of explaining people, like origin stories is something that I'd never really thought about. Like, hey, I'm not just like this for shock value. Like, this, I'm legitimately like this because of a certain reason. It's like, it's my pain that got me this way. I think people can relate to that more. And making eye contact, that's a big thing.
What about when the light's so bright you can't see anybody?
I still do it. That's why I'm like so over, because I like will make a point, like especially the front row. Bobby Lee used to do this thing where they would call my name out when I was hosting for him, and I'd be like going on stage and be like, shake my hand, and then he wouldn't let me go on stage, and he would wait until the whole momentum of the clapping would go down to let me go out there.
What a champion.
Because instead of using the momentum of that clapped into going into a joke, I had to like literally sit with them and like connect with them for like, he was like, you can't start a joke until 1 minute in. So he would like time it, it was like a whole thing.
Wow.
And at first it made me really nervous. Like I was like just nervous, but then it made me, I'm so comfortable on stage now.
It's so fucking cool that he helped you like that though.
Yeah. I mean, it was just abuse, but I took the lessons from it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was one big thing. And I would make contact with like now I still do this thing. I say, like, let me judge you guys real quick before you like fucking judge me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me look at you guys. And I do crowd work always. I'll never just start with a joke. Yeah. That's why late night's so hard for me, because I need a little lube. I feel like very abruptly going into a joke. Bill would do stuff like that too, where he's like, you got to talk about a truck. And I'm like, what? He's like, make it up. Like as you're going on. You're like, and then you're like, trucks, right?
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
Bill
a challenge.
Burr's like gives you a challenge.
Yeah, a challenge. Try to talk about
this. So fucking
cool. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I learned a lot. Like now I can look back and go, oh, okay, that taught me this. Because at the time I was just like, these fucking guys are fucking assholes. Fuck them,
But you could have also said, fuck off. I'm not going to tell a joke about a truck, but you did.
Oh, no. I mean, it doesn't get any better from watching him work. And he would do 2 hours and then be like, it was bad. I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, well, even the best guys are us still. Like we're all the same little person that's like, we just want to be accepted by you.
Keep trying.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Don't give up.
I'll show up with gifts for your kids next time.
That will help.
Just tell me the secrets to not getting them abducted in
Brazil,
and we're square.
You're good, man.
It was scary. You scared him for sure. He's probably gonna have those weird ropes on his kids now when he goes.
Oh, the little backpack thing. Yeah. Are they little?
I got a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Oh, you'll be fine. It's beautiful. You're gonna have an incredible time.
Buy them carry a knife.
Or a rubber baby.
What was that Onion headline?
Oh, yeah, have a fake baby in front of your live baby.
People at their most beautiful, humanity at its ugliest.
I didn't wait. Oh yeah,
Rio.
True.
Yeah,
Rio. It's true. The most beautiful part of it is like it's so old and decrepit, but it's like then this beautiful beach, like just the juxtaposition of it. It's just so the tile work, like it doesn't get any better. The food, I'm so jealous.
I was scared to go because somebody said you're gonna fuck everybody there and you're gonna get AIDS. But that was a long time ago.
Well, now you got monkeypox too.
And but now there's like
COVID.
I take PrEP, so you can't even get AIDS.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Can you get other shit?
Yep.
But just not AIDS?
Yeah.
How have they not figured out the STD thing? Like.
Well, I mean, there's pills that make it go away, but there's not
that's what
one
I'm saying,
that blocks
prevention.
it. Yeah, wait a minute. There's HPV. I had the injections for that where I'm under the assumption that I can no longer get it, Katie, because I had the needles.
Vaccination or inoculation?
I've had HPV for so long. It's fucking wild. I got it before everybody.
Can't make it go away?
No.
With the vaccination?
No.
That's not what vaccines do.
Yeah, it's a preventative thing. Oh, yeah, I got it from a dude that worked at Gadzooks. Should have known.
What's Gadzooks?
It's like a Spencer's Gifts.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that kind of
store. You got HPV at a novelty store?
I didn't fuck him at the at the Gadzooks in the dressing room, but yeah, he worked there.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Were there whoopee cushions involved?
No, but he had a lip ring, like a little.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You've changed. Good for you.
He really liked Weezer. I was into it.
What the
You've come a long way.
You guys, I was in Virginia. There was slim pickings.
Oh, man. Pissed Weezer guy.
I know. Fuck, man. Hey,
dang.
What do I think about OCD? Sometimes that pops up. I'm like, why did I do it? Still. Yeah. But, it's good because HPV leads to a lot of comedy. So you got to take all your pain, make it funny,
Yeah. Right. HPV plus time equals comedy.
Exactly.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. That's what Jerry Seinfeld says. What's with all this HPV?
So speaking of all your comedy, where does everybody go to see all your comedy?
So I have this special is on YouTube right now at Comedy Studio Comedy. Fuck. Oh my God. I just had a brain.
You've got time. Don't worry about it.
Helium Comedy Studios.
Yep.
Specials there right now. You can go check it out. It's free.
Yep.
Enjoy it. Tell all your friends. And then I'm doing this musical that's coming out on moment.co. Have you guys heard of Moment?
No.
It's like a pay-per-view. So you buy tickets and the show will be up for 2 weeks online.
Wait, is it live?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it'll be like live for 2 weeks and then it'll be taken down.
Are you doing it live?
No, I taped it
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taped it already. Full band, really exciting. That's going to go live tomorrow. So I don't know. That's cool that I get to say
so
it.
It'll be out now.
People,
so it's out right now. Go to moment.co/Jade. Get those tickets, and everybody watch Hotties. It's on Hulu right now. You can binge it all. I'm really, really proud of it. It's actually really funny.
And what's all your social media
Jade
stuff?
Catta-Preta all across the board, and you can find all my tickets. I have a bunch of road dates coming up at jadecattapreta.com.
So there you go, assholes. Check it out.
Yeah.
Entertain yourselves by going there. Don't be boring. Go and check it all out. If you don't check it out, you'll be just that little bit less up to speed with what's going on in the world, and you won't be as entertained, which means you'll be a little bit depressed.
Jade, you got a Patreon, right?
I have a Patreon. I have 3 Patreons.
What?
Holy shit.
I really did it for a while, and I had a few, but now I just got my 3 solid dudes. I see you. And but I'm going to build it back up, but I just haven't been doing it.
What are the 3 Patreons?
Who are they?
Yeah, like you have 3 different shows?
No.
3 patrons.
I literally have 3 patrons.
Oh. Yeah, you got to pump that up.
I know. I'm trying to pump it up, you guys.
Do you do stuff on it?
I used to, and I stopped because it's
gonna
just
help
a lot
to be on there.
To have content on the Patreon.
Hey, everybody, come see
nothing.
Something, but not me.
I was doing it when I had the podcast going. And then it just became overwhelming to run it
do like
all.
a weenus fetish pics.
I think I'm
Make
just
that
going to,
That's it. We're gone. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks
everybody for listening. If you want to see more, hear more, patreon.com/AliceMay. Have a good day. Don't die.
Thanks, you guys. Sweaty.